Okay, welcome to lesson 90, square roots as irrational numbers. You can read through the objective and vocabulary and all of that. So this is about our fourth or fifth in a series of videos. And please watch all of these videos in series. I intended for... Okay, so the square root of 700. What we want to do now is look at factors of the number under the square root sign and see if we can make those perfect squares, find the squares of those numbers. So we know that 700, let's think of factors. 7 times 100. So the square root of 7 is not a perfect square because the closest perfect squares to 7 is 4 and 9. So the 7 is not a perfect number, but 100 is. The square root of 100 and the square root of 7 multiply to make 7 times 100. And we know we can separate them, we can put them together, either or. So the square root of 7 times the square root of 100. The square root of 100 is 10. And since the square root of 7 is some irrational number, we're just going to leave it as 10 times the square root of 7. And so this is how we simplify a square root. You look for perfect square factors, and factors are numbers that multiply. And if it's a perfect square, we take it out, put it on the outside, but it still multiplies to the non-perfect number. So 10 times the square root of 7, or 10 root 7, as people say. Let's look at our next example. Example 2, simplify the square root of 10 divided by the square root of 169. So let's think about this. We had a square root of 10 over the square root of 169. And the square root of 169 is 13. And the square root of 10. Let's see, are there any perfect squares? 4 does not go into 10 evenly. And 9 does not divide into 10 evenly. So I would just leave this as a square root of 10 over the number 13. All right, so those were our 2 examples. I will meet you at the end of the video for a wrap-up. Okay, so you tried to practice problems. So let's see. What did we come up with as for the square root of 288? So let's look at all of our factors of 288. So if I divide 288 by 4, which is a perfect number, 4 goes in 27 times, 4 goes in 8 twice. Well, 72 is even, so that means it can be divided by 2 and 36. Oh, look at that. We got perfect numbers. 4, 2 is not a perfect number, but 36 is a perfect number. So the square root of 4 is 2 times the square root of 36 is 6 times the square root of 2. So 2 times 6 is 12 times root 2 gives us 12 root 2, or 12 times the square root of 2. And that's how we would simplify 288. So if you see big numbers, do not be afraid. Just all even numbers can be divided by 2. I saw that this number ended in an 8, so I tried 4. So that worked out for this problem. So the answer, 12 root 2. Okay, so what we have here is the square root of 87 divided by the square root of 225. And it's 87 divided by 3. 3 goes into 87. I know the square root of 225 is 15, so that's taken care of. It does not divide by 2, divide by 3, goes into 8 twice. So you got 3 times, what, 27? 27 is 3 times 9. 29. 3 times 29. 29 is prime. It has no factors. 3 has no factors. So there are no roots available. So 87 does break down, but not like we needed to. So I would just leave it as a square root of 87 over 15. So these are our 2 examples. These happen to work out well for us. When we get into higher level math, I'll show you that you can't leave a square root in the bottom and how to get rid of it at a later point in time. So again, I know this went kind of fast, but I need you to go back and watch from the first perfect squares, or the first one dealing with square roots. I think it was lesson 85 or 86, and to watch all of them combined. So if you're new to this channel, if this is your first video, please, these videos are meant to be watched in a series, and everything dealing with irrational numbers and perfect squares go together. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell if you like what you saw, and share with some of your friends. Thank you.